I told myself I would vlog more because one thing I loved watching in high school, and especially before in film school, was film school vlogs, to kind of see the experience people were having and what they're getting out of going to film school. But one thing that's not really out there, you see for like the big schools like NYU, USC, but not Howard. So this is gonna be my introduction to probably the first one. Right now I'm headed to set for a thesis film that I'm doing costume design on. I've got my little bag, but in my bag I have like just everything I need, including these 2 shirts I made last night. I'll put in pictures of those, but I had to makeshift some security shirts because we needed it for our officers for today. And I will say, I did costume design for a thesis film last semester, but it was only really 5 people I was designing for. Less heavy duty, and it was just business wear. So it's just trying to personalize their business wear. So this was definitely more of a challenge and more to wrap my head around. Hey y'all. I already kind of gave the intro for this video, but since I'm doing like a semester overview, I'm just going to kind of give you the rundown. So I will say, start of the semester is just kind of getting to know all the buildings. We had a little orientation where we talked about the things that we're going to be seeing within the school, things that are going to change, that are coming up, the classes we're going to take, all those kind of things. But I will say those like first few weeks is mainly just kind of getting to know my new friends, hanging out, having fun, getting into the groove of going to my classes, especially with my schedule. My favorite class I took was Intro to Communications. Out of that, I got I already had my resume, but it is a good class to get a resume and like understanding of what a cover letter is from. And also, if you haven't already, like getting your LinkedIn together, because that's something I did before I came to college, because I was like, okay, this summer is the summer of LinkedIn. We're locked in on LinkedIn. It's a good professional development class. All the internships you can get through college, you're gonna need a cover letter and you're gonna need a resume, and you're gonna need a good one. You're gonna need one that can pass, like, unfortunately, the AI scans that they use on resumes a lot of the time. One thing that I did work on with my professor is like adding those buzzwords to the resume where if it's just being scanned and no one's actually reading it, it'll catch those words and be like, okay, box checked, box checked, box checked. But yeah, that was a good class I got to take first semester. Another one I took was digital media literacy, which was very interesting because it just teaches you how like media literacy, but in the digital world, which I think is very self-explanatory in some ways, especially being a part of the digital age. But there's some things where you may not think about it as much, like, sorry, my roommate came, so I cut it off. But that is another kind of film class I took last semester. The other ones I took were gen eds. One thing I will say, especially as a freshman, at least with the prior layout, you weren't taking many production-based classes, but this year that's changed. I'll get into, in my next video, the classes I'm taking this semester and kind of how the course scheme looks. So those are the classes I took. Some other things I did. My first kind of big thing I did last semester was the HBCU Film Fest. Go check out that video if you haven't already. But I was a finalist in the mobile category, and I was the mobile finalist. And that was such a cool experience because I got to go to this whole festival for free. I got to go to workshops, panels, and I even got to interview Marcy Martin, Deshaun Frazier, Phil Thornton, and Trell Woodbury. But it was really cool. Got to make a lot of connections. I also met the amazing and talented Amanda Christine, who's in Welcome to Dairy. Go check it out if you haven't. But it was just a really good festival. You can kind of see it in the video. It was a great networking event, met a lot of people, and I'm really excited to go again next year because another great thing about it is that it takes place on Howard campus, so it's not even like a film fest I have to travel for. I just have to walk, and since it's new, it's like a niche opportunity as well that, at least in my time here, I'm able to cash in on more because my chances are higher since not a lot of people are as aware of it. I think the next thing to have happen that semester was I got to work on a thesis film. That's one of the things I would say to definitely do in your time here. Get on thesis sets. That's where you'll get some invaluable experience, see how other people operate. if you're planning on doing production for thesis, seeing how it works and what you can do when it's your turn to do it, and also just kind of getting the on-set experience you can add to your resume, being like, I was a PA on this set, I was an actor on this set, I ran sound on this set. I was lucky enough, because usually people start out as PAs because that's easy kind of way in. I ended up being on costume design for a thesis film. It was really fun. It was a new experience. I mean, I've done costume stuff in high school with theater, but I didn't expect to have such a kind of big role for the first thesis film I was working on. So that was exciting. And it was really simple. Like, but it was really fun. Getting to be on the set was fun. I kind of also worked on set design for that a bit. So I helped set up different scenes, and I think I did some type of PA duties as well, since it is a student set. Sometimes you gotta have all hands on deck wherever you can, especially with costumes, other than maybe fixing things and trying to work with continuity. You're just kind of just there. And it's like, again, I'm playing it by ear at this point. I kind of wish I did more than one thesis film, but also it's a lot to put in your head. I'm doing one this semester. Next year, I'll try to do more. Another thing I did last semester that was also really fun was this thing called Quick Flicks. It's an event we did with HUFO, which is the Howard University Film Organization, which is something I suggest joining, where you had a week to create a film. You went to the first session, you got put into groups, y'all chose roles. Pre-production is basically done in that moment. You write your script, figure out the days you want to shoot, all that good stuff. And then you have the week to shoot, edit, or if you didn't finish pre-production, which is something I think my group also did. Like, I was one of the writers. I was like a writer, director, and cinematographer. And it's really cool. I will probably post the film that we all made, and when I do, it'll be linked in the description and also a card. Check it out. It was fun to make because it's also a great way to just get a team and make portfolio work. And another big thing I got done around the semester is I finished writing my first screenplay that I started 3 years ago. I could have finished it earlier, but that was on me. Because also just time and time management. And I still have to go through it again, figure out kinks. But that was a really cool thing I managed to do. Finishing it was just, I think I have a short on here about it. It was just really nice. I felt really proud of myself. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, like, I came into school with my screenwriting credit already. So I'll talk about it more in my next video with the classes I'm doing this semester. And I'm hoping to do more vlogs, film school vlogs, because I really loved seeing what people were doing when I was applying to film schools. I would love to be someone who helped kind of show what the film experience can be like at Howard. Since it is a BA program, I feel like that can easily be overlooked. But I think it is a great opportunity if you know how to leverage it the right way. I think with any film school, if you just go in, take the classes, and leave, you're not going to get anything out of it. So you really just got to know what to do, who to get in contact with, and just all those good things. And that's what I hope to let you guys know here. I hope to help you figure out what those good steps to take are when you come to film school. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and comment down below any questions you have regarding the film program right now. Again, I'm just a freshman, but I'd like to think I know a decent amount of about the school I go to. Bye.